with a heavy heart that I make this video, but I am going to be selling my Datsun 620. So let's go somewhere a little bit quieter. It's kind of noisy out. It's rush hour, and we're gonna go somewhere else. Truck starts right up, as you can see. It's got a long shifter. It's got a radio that works. Sometimes the radio doesn't work, I'll be honest about that. And the shifter is about as long as a shifter from 1977 would be in a Japanese pickup truck. But I'll show you more. Hold on. Occasionally the truck will diesel just a tad. The clutch pedal is squeaky, but whatever. This is my 1977 Datsun 620 King Cab. This has an L20V motor. It has a 4-speed manual transmission. It's a pretty cool truck. I like it a lot. I hate to sell it, but I need something that's a little more tow friendly. And I have too many project cars. It's currently lowered with the adjustable torsion bars from the factory. You can adjust those back up if you'd like. It's a little low, sometimes it rubs the fenders. The rear is lowered on 3-inch blocks currently. There is some rust issues here and there because it is a 1977 Datsun truck on the East Coast. This might be the worst part of the bed on this side. There's some ugly vinyl, I guess it's diamond plate on the bottom that could be peeled off by the new owner. It has some wheels from Akuza. I'm not sure who they are. Tires are pretty decent on this truck. The brakes were redone recently also. I did the shoes and the drums on the rear. I only did the drums on the front because the shoes that got sent from Pep Boys were wrong. And it has the original Datsun mud flaps, which are pretty neat. I don't see those around very often. And they're still there. They still say Datsun on it very faintly. All the lights work, all the turn signals work. It also has the original spare tire that came on the truck. I don't think it's ever been dropped. You can see that it has a lot of meat on the treads. The truck was resprayed at some point, but it is a factory blue. The bed has a really bad dent right here on the corner, which kind of sucks, but it's there. It has all the original hooks. The sliding glass rear window works. Has the King Cab vinyl on the sides, all the doors lock. Has these 70s side view mirrors, which I think are original. The Datsun Deluxe emblems. And the truck was hit a couple months ago in front of my old house. So there is that. I did find a couple fenders up in Pennsylvania. They were about $400, so if the new owner wants those, I can probably send you a link to those. And also, the bumper does need to be replaced. The hood is a little janky, but it closes and it stays securely shut. The truck, which is hard to believe, only has 43,000 miles on it. From what I've read, if all the numbers are lined up, that means that the odometer should be pretty accurate. You can see that the last two numbers are a little less lined up than the other ones because it's going to 43,310. But you can see all the higher numbers are all lined up. They're pretty straight. So this might be one of the lowest mileage Datsun 620s for sale or even in existence. I haven't really seen too many that don't have more than 100,000 miles on them. The dashboard is cracked a lot because it's from 1977 and I'm sure the sun has worn those out. It does have the original center console. It has a stereo in it that's a little more modern. Like I said, it works sometimes. This console's pretty clean. There's a penny in it. You guys can keep that if you want. The seats are very clean and tear free. There's no cigarette burns in them. The door panels are also pretty clean. You can see that there's not any kind of tears. Has the roll-up windows. Somebody did put some other speakers in the kick panels. So there's those. Driver's side door panels also really clean. It's a nice unique blue. Driver's seat also really clean. And it reclines and folds up. The carpet is kind of dirty. I need to clean it up a little bit. But we have some original tools. I guess this is to get the spare tire out. We have this Datsun Motors bag, which comes with a couple wrenches, lug wrench, and then we have a bottle jack that is also original in the Datsun 620. These speakers are kind of non-existent. Looks like the covers are still here. I'm not sure if that's OEM or not. The rear panels are a little dirty, a little faded. There's a tear in the back of that panel. The headliner is also really clean for a 1977. It is currently missing the tabs that hold the sun visors up, but the sun visors do stay in place, and they look pretty clean too for the most part. Under the hood, we have the L20B. See that it's a little rusty in a couple spots. It looks like everything's just kind of surface rust because it was kind of sitting for a while. I haven't driven it much in the last year. I've probably put 3,000 miles on it in the last year. Air filter was changed recently. Oil was changed not that long ago. The motor runs pretty strong considering that it's a 70s 4-cylinder. It's not going to be fast, but it does run, and it is consistent. I've started this thing up when it was 20 degrees out. A little dirty, but it works and it does its job. You can see the original paint code, which was 103. This should all be the original paint right here. When it got hit, I think that this might have crumpled just a little bit around where this hole is, but it doesn't look like anything major. The horn works. The hood shuts. The worst of the rust that I can find besides the messed up fender is going to be this rocker panel right here, because I think the window might have been down at some point. And it did get some rocker rust. Also, on top of the rocker rust, if you pull the carpet up, this body mount is starting to rust through a little bit. Truck has never like really swayed on me or anything, so I feel that the truck's pretty solid besides that and that. As for the bed, we have the side marker that was hurt in that hit and run, but the floor of the bed is pretty solid. It's one of the most solid beds that I've seen on a 70s truck in a long time. It's got just a regular kind of mat, but I imagine this thing must have had a truck cap on it at some point because the bed is extremely solid. There's a little bit of rust in the corner where somebody looked like they caulked it. There's like a hole there, which I guess that might have been like a factory drain hole. I'm not sure about that one. You can see the bed is very solid. So besides the dent here and the fender and the bumper being messed up, this is a very solid truck. I like this truck a lot. It's been very reliable when I do go to drive it, but I'm just not driving it enough, and I have way too many cars, and this one's up for sale, so I hope it goes to a good home. So thanks for watching this video. If you're interested in this truck, send me an email at RobRabonPhotography@yahoo.com, or message me on here or on Instagram or on Facebook or something like that. I hope it goes to a good home. This was a really good candidate for an SR20 swap, and that was my plan, and it would have made probably the best daily ever, but I just don't have the time, the money, and the space. So yeah, come get this truck with all that original interior. Bye. Another thing to mention that I forgot about is that the truck does not really have an exhaust on it currently. So it is loud. It sounds like it's got a rotary in it, but it's just a loud 4-cylinder with no exhaust. But it drives, it turns, it stops. It's a truck. It's a pretty cool truck. I love this truck. Sad to see it go. Hope somebody cool buys it. If anybody's interested, I am located in the Baltimore area. I also forgot to mention that.